Hi, I'm James Hamilton from Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal, and today I'll try to convince you that you should have at least a couple of these. A lot of woodworkers look at hand screw clamps like these and dismiss them as obsolete. After all, woodworking catalogs are full of other fancy, expensive, more modern clamps. But there's a reason that these old-style clamps are still available. They can do things that other clamps can't do. They won't mar your workpieces. The deep throat gives them an extended reach. You can adjust the pressure down the length of the jaw. They're easy to really torque down, and you can clamp angled workpieces. Once you learn how to use them, you'll be reaching for these more often than you think. When I first started using these clamps, I had trouble getting the jaws parallel. But then I learned to store my clamps closed. That way, every time I pick them up, the jaws are already parallel. They can be opened and closed quickly by holding the handles and working the clamp like the pedals of a bicycle. This also keeps the jaws parallel, which is what you want for most clamping jobs. I spread the jaws until they're just a bit wider than the workpieces I want to clamp. I tighten the front screw first, and then tighten the back screw for nice even pressure down the length of the jaw. When I'm clamping two irregular objects together, these clamps are still able to provide even pressure down the length of the jaw. Of course, in some cases, the slippery glue will be a factor, but that can be overcome by allowing it to get a little tackier before clamping or by sprinkling some table salt in the glue. Wooden hand screws are simple, but still extremely versatile. I use them for all sorts of things. Their extended reach is nice for clamping workpieces far from an edge. They can be used to hold panels during project assembly. They can even make great small parts holders at the drill press or router table. I'm sure we could sit around here and talk about at least half a dozen other uses. I highly recommend that you get at least a couple for your workshop, or better yet, a couple of a few different sizes. If you click on the notes below this video, I placed a link to the Rockler versions, which are my favorite because they're very well made but still less expensive than some other brands. So check them out. And be sure to have a look at the latest issue of Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal, which is always full of woodworking tips, tricks, tutorials, and techniques to make you a better woodworker. Subscriptions are free at stumpynubs.com. Happy clamping!